Today we are looking at the equation of a circle. So the essential question is, how do I write the equation of a circle? Your learning intention. I'm learning to write the equation of a circle. So you're going to find x, find the missing links, and find all the angle measures if possible. So pause the video and see if you can do those two warm-up questions now. Well, I do hope you tried to do it on your own. If you notice, this is 1/2 of the circle. Here's your diameter. It cuts the circle in half. So this part here would be 180 degrees. If that half is 180 degrees, what will be my other half? Now, what do I know about that? That tells me that 2x plus 1x is equal to 180 degrees. So, 2x plus x is going to be equal to 180 degrees. 2x plus 1x is 3x. 3x is equal to 180 degrees. 180 divided by 3 is 60. So x is equal to 60. That would be 60 degrees. So this part is 60 degrees. This angle here will be 60 degrees. This is 2 times 60, which is 120 degrees. And the outside part from here to here will be 120 degrees. So as you're looking at this, half of a circle is 180 degrees, and then we can go from there. But what about this next one? We know that this part here is 100 degrees. What do we know about this angle here? This is my central angle and my inscribed arc. Well, they will be the same. So if this is 100 degrees, this angle in here is going to be 100 degrees. But what about x? That's your inscribed angle. So x will be equal to, x degrees will be equal to 100 degrees divided by 2, which gives me 50 degrees. Can we find any of the other angle measures or anything? No. We don't know. If we knew that these two sides were equal, we could, but we don't know that. So we've done as much as we can on that second one. Now for the equation of a circle, take a minute and look at it. If HK is the center, and this is your end of your radius, you can draw a line that is perpendicular to the radius here and create that right triangle. And we know that when we have a right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. If you notice, that is what the equation of a circle is based off of. We know that h and k is the center of the circle and r is the radius. So if you're looking at your equation, x minus h, quantity squared, plus y minus k, quantity squared, equals r squared. In this equation, you will always have the x minus and you will always have the y minus. You will substitute values in for h, k, and r. What does that look like? Well, let's come down here and find out. So, my radius is 5, h would be 4, k would be 6. Parenthesis, x minus, what's a h? 4. Close your parenthesis and square it. Plus, parenthesis, y minus, what is my k? 6. Close my parenthesis and square it. Equals, what is my r? 5. And that will be squared. You can leave it like that, or you can go x minus 4 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 25. Either way is equally correct. Most of the time you'll see the 5 squared set out like this. Okay, the next one looks almost identical, just with different numbers. Remember, the x minus and the y minus do not change. hk, negative 2, positive 10. X minus, what is h? Negative 2. We still have to square that. Even though it is negative, we still subtract. Plus y minus 10 squared equals, what's my radius? 7 squared. Okay, do I leave minus a negative? No. So this becomes x plus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 10 quantity squared is equal to 7 squared is 49. Okay, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to have you take a minute and look at that. What do you notice is different from the first equation we did? How are you going to remember to do that? Okay, for the last one, hk is negative 3, negative 8, r is the square root of 11. Should have that over the top. The program I used did not show that. So, x minus, what is my h value? Negative 3. And I'm going to square it. Plus y minus, what's my k value? Negative 8, and I'm going to square it. And that is equal to the square root of 11 squared. Now that equation has lots of problems. Let's clean it up. X plus 3 quantity squared plus y plus 8 quantity squared equals, squaring and square rooting undo each other, so this will simply be 11. Okay, pause the video and look through and make sure you understand how to set those equations up if you're given the center of the circle and the radius. Okay, we always have to have word problems because we love them. Fairy rings are growths that naturally take the shape of a circle. They begin when a fungal spore lands in a spot and begins to grow underground evenly in all directions, creating a circular organism. Mushroom caps are then developed at the edges of the organism. The center of the fairy ring is located in a field 7 feet east and 5 feet north from a stone trail marker. The ring has a radius of 3 feet. Write the equation that represents the fairy ring on a coordinate plane with respect to the stone wall marker. Identify the circle, or the center, and the radius. What is my center? Seven, 5. What is my radius? 3 feet. What is my equation? X minus, what's my H? 7, square it, plus Y minus, what's K? 5, quantity squared, equals 3 squared. You could leave it like that, or you can do the 3 squared. It would be x minus 7 squared plus quantity of y minus 5, quantity squared, is equal to 9. Okay, what are the coordinates of the center of a circle and radius represented by these equations? If I do not, this is x squared plus y squared equals 25. If I do not add or subtract anything, where would my center be at? Well, my center will be at the origin, which will be at the point 0, 0. My radius, this is my radius squared. What is the square root of 25? It would be 5. Can you do the next one on your own? Pause the video and see if you can find HK, which is your center, and the radius. I do hope you tried. So, x minus some number gives me 8. Well, that would be negative 8. Y minus 3, so that would be 3. HK will be negative 8, 3. I'm looking at those opposites. My radius will be the square root of 121. And that would be 11. If you don't remember we have the multiplication tables you can look at. 121 is 11 times 11. Okay, we're going to write the equations of these circles. Step 1, we have to find the center. So if I'm looking, I'm going to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So half of 6 is 3. If I'm looking at this, it's 3, 3, 3, 3. So the HK will be 4, negative 1. My radius, 1, 2, 3. Can you write the equation? X minus 4, quantity squared, plus y minus negative 1, quantity squared, equals 3 squared. Cleaning up the equation, x minus 4 quantity squared plus y plus 1 quantity squared is equal to 9. Pause the video and see if you can do the last one on your own. What is the center of that circle? What is the radius? Pause the video and do it now. So I'm trying to find the center, and I'm going to look. Now I'm going to count. I've got 2 units, 2 units, 2 units, 2 units. So that is the center. The center is at -4, 3. Now, how far is it from the center to the edge? 2 units, so my radius is 2. Putting it all together, x minus -4 squared plus y minus 3 quantity squared equals 2 squared. Make it look good. X plus 4 quantity squared plus y minus 3 quantity squared is equal to 4. How do you know when you're successful? When you can find the radius and center of a circle and write its equation. So remember, the equation is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals your radius squared. Your center is HK. R is your radius. If there's anything you're not understanding, please back the video up and look at it again.